Hey everyone, welcome to Movie Films, Bill and Steve. This is the Spring Formal 2017. We are in the same room, we are in the same state, we're in the same peace of mind, being a mind. Uh, you know, Later on we might get some wokecast information. That might be later on in the month, but right now it's the beginning of many reviews together, and this one is fruit off the presses. Let's go with that. That's good right there.
That's good.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
And we have a review of Saban's Power Rangers.
Wait, isn't it just Power Rangers?
Well, on IMDb it says Power Rangers, but the poster and every piece of advertising has Saban's Power Rangers. A group of high school students who are infused with unique superpowers harness their abilities in order to save the world. By world, they mean a small fishing village named Angel Grove. The stakes could not be higher in this film.
Could not be.
2 hours, 4 minutes.
Jesus
I
Christ.
think that is important to state at this time. Let's see who is responsible for this. The IMDb app hides stuff. Okay, so we have director Dean Israelite. He's a big fan. So he's a big friend of Saban.
Big friend.
Big friend. God, that's a Jew joke.
I just lost my chances of ever being on Power Rangers, Bill. Thank you.
Well, I made the joke, not you.
Yeah,
They're never going to hire me to write Power Rangers.
that's true.
I can be Zordon. Rangers. All you need to do is take some pictures of me, and then they can use me for the entire season.
For the entire franchise history,
Yeah.
they're still going to slap your face on Monopoly boxes without ever giving you a dime.
Yeah,
Perfect.
perfect. That's great.
Super great.
That's the best. So let's stop beating around the bush. Steve, what did you think of Saban's Power Rangers?
Well, if you folks have listened to the podcast in the past, you know our thoughts on what was leading up to this. If not, I'll bring you up to speed super quick. And that is basically just, we saw Rita. That was the first thing, and we were just like, oh, that doesn't look like Rita. But you know what? She looks cool. She looks like a tokusatsu villain.
Yes.
Sure. So
Yes.
we were, I was cautiously optimistic. Bill was less optimistic, but he was fine with Rita. We were both agreed that Rita looked cool. She belonged in any season of the show.
Yes.
And to me, that's what's important.
Yes.
Then every single design released since then has been worse and worse and worse. We hated the suits, we hated the Morpher, we hated the Goldar, we hated the Zords so much. And then we got the first trailer. We thought that looked like garbage.
Yeah.
And then the following trailers was just continuously bad. I went into this expecting Dragon Ball Evolution. I went into this expecting Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was not that bad to me.
It was not that bad. I don't know if
I do not like the film. Let me clarify.
Yeah,
real hard.
Spoiler alerts. Did not like the film. Didn't hate the film.
Did not hate it.
Didn't like the film. But that means what the fuck does that mean nowadays? I don't think I felt it was gonna be that bad. I did not feel confident in the film. I thought maybe just below the first Transformers film levels.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe around there is where my expectations were. And, it's hard to do sometimes. Sometimes with these reviews, like, we went and saw it a week after release. So, of course, you're going to be inundated with people's opinions, people's thoughts, discussions going on about the film. And even if you try to avoid it, because of social media and the way we live in this world nowadays, it's hard to avoid it. But I saw so many people, this was the most common thing I saw was, well, it's better than the Transformers movies.
It was not.
It was not. And as we get into this review, I'll make sure to point out why this was not nearly as good as any of the trans. I mean, it's it's better than 3. It's better than Dark of the Moon. But at the end of the day, at least that was a Transformers movie.
There was Transformers in it.
There was Transformers in it. So I guess we'll get number one biggest negative of this film for me. I feel this film is ashamed to be based on Power Rangers.
I agree. This film does not feel like a Power Rangers movie at all.
No.
It does not feel like a Super Sentai at all. And I know people say, well, it's no Super Sentai, it's Power Rangers. Like, it's still based on Super Sentai. That's still in the credits. It doesn't feel like a Tokusatsu. It doesn't feel like a Super Sentai. And even if we ignore that, it does not feel like Power Rangers.
No, it certainly does not. At times, it seems like it's battling itself to be a Power Rangers movie. It's like, we gotta make it a Power Rangers movie. It's like, we have this really interesting teen drama about these characters getting powers. Oh, shit. Okay. Say Morphin Time. Can you say it real quick?
Just say it once. Yeah, one take. That's good.
Real quick. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, shit. We didn't film any villain scenes. Okay, well, fuck. We got Elizabeth Banks over here. Okay, you're this. Oh, okay. Great. So you okay, good. You're acting like a Power Rangers villain. They take it to the editor. Editor's like, well, these are not tonally correct at all. I think you guys might have missed the mark here a little bit. You're at the archery range. The target's downrange from you. You're seeing it. You just take a 90-degree to the right and shoot your arrow into Jonathan, who's standing next to you.
Yeah, I believe the phrase I used in the theater was it was a tonal wreck.
Total.
The tone of the film was all over the place in this.
Absolutely.
And that's definitely one of the things that hurt it.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Because they want to have these super serious moments of, well, I'm just a screw up dad. Ugh. But then there's, I don't know, peppy music of them kicking a putty in the balls.
I mean, there's parts of the film that I really, really like. I would like to say that. We'll get into positives as well, but we're on negatives right now.
For sure.
But, like, there are parts that I enjoyed, and there are parts that knew what it was. There are parts that definitely, there was moments of self-awareness where they knew that they came from such a silly concept that they should also be silly. But there's the tonal shift between the hyper-serious scenes and the silly stuff is too jarring and too very much one or the other.
Yeah.
And I think I don't think the solution is toning down the silliness. I definitely think the solution should have been toning down how dramatic they were trying to be.
Yeah, they were pushing it
real hard.
Really unnecessary, in my opinion.
Especially because there's one of my biggest negatives getting into this is that, like, the movie moves at a slow pace. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it starts picking up. Like they meet Zordon. You know, they got Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1 powers out of nowhere because that's what the coins do apparently.
Oh yeah.
They do a training montage, and you know it is what it is. But it's a training montage. They're having fun. Alpha's whipping out the quips. Alpha's fun. Okay, so we're getting more fun. And then the movie just slams on the fucking brakes at a certain point as they all sit around a campfire and literally just feed the audience exposition about their backstories.
I'm such a screw up. My mom is sick.
I'm
man,
maybe gay.
Maybe, I guess. That was a weird scene.
That was a weird scene. It was, I don't know, it was just...
There were times where I thought Trini and Kimberly were going to be like a thing. They kept hinting at that, like they were flirting with each other. Like that's what I was thinking, because I going into this, obviously you know that Trini is gay, but right from the news, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to take my kids to this SJW propaganda.
Yeah, fucking
well, that's not what they're doing. It was not, it's very similar to, while we didn't agree with why they were doing it in Star Trek Beyond, they at least it was such a small, minuscule thing. It didn't even matter, but everyone made a big deal out of it. It's a similar case here, which is still very ambiguous. It's not necessarily like hit you over the head with it.
It's not even a definite yes or no.
No, absolutely not.
But it's seen just, it's not good writing.
No.
To just feed exposition. I've made that mistake myself. I learned from that though and never did it again. But it's bad writing because it's just sitting you down. Everyone's sitting, cutting to the character to talk about themselves, and then cutting away, and then the next character talks about themselves, and it's just, it kills any momentum that the film was legitimately building up to that point, and that really took me out of it.
I mean,
they started winning me over, even if I wasn't agreeing with all their decisions.
Yeah.
They were winning me over, and then it just, never mind.
What got me is, especially in that scene, because with exposition dumps, the most tropey line that's cringeworthy is, well, as you know. Jason just about said, as you know, in this film, and they're like, what's your story? Oh, you guys all know. It's like,
which is
he might as well said, well, as you know, I smuggled a cow into a locker room and my friend jerked it off.
Also, there's a bestiality joke in the first 5 minutes of this fucking movie.
Serious, yeah, it's just
straight bestiality. They outright say that he jerked off.
He milked
it.
He
milked that bull cock.
A bull cock. He's a cock.
Right into his mouth because he was thirsty. He wanted
cock with that bull dick.
Me a minute.
Okay. So I'll just keep saying cuck. Eventually, it'll trigger Steve. But the campfire scene was, the movie was already very slow up to that point. This movie's, like I said, 2 hours 4 minutes.
I think the Power Rangers show up at the 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
It's about what it feels like.
Just about, it's a Power Rangers movie, but they don't become I don't know. I'm thinking back, like I was kind of positive about the 2014 Godzilla film, but you still saw Godzilla in the movie, even if there weren't like tons of fight scenes, and you got a big fight scene at the end. This is like, no Power Rangers until the last, maybe 15, 20 minutes of the film. Yeah. That's when they finally become Power Rangers.
And they have one on-foot fight scene against a bunch of CG monsters.
It's a bunch of putties, which just look ridiculous.
Yeah. I kind of like the putty design. I'm okay with that.
It's okay, but I don't know. They seem too easy to beat. It's like they just tap them and they fall apart.
Yeah.
Like, even in the show, at least when they first became the Rangers, there was some sort of challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. They fought holograms for 10 days.
Yeah, so they're total experts.
Total experts. Like, Jason gets a sword at some point and is just wielding it. I'm like, you didn't train with any swords. You're really good at the sword for
You're really great at the sword.
Like, yeah, I understand the hand-to-hand combat stuff because you guys were training for a while. But the swordsmanship stuff, that's a bit much.
Bit much.
No one had any weapons either. I thought that was a bit
That
odd.
was super lame.
Yeah.
There's no, no size, no bow, no.
Well, even
Billy uses.
personal weapons, they had no personal weapons.
Oh yeah, no
They-
blasters.
no blasters, no daggers, but no like blasters that turn into daggers. No, yeah, it's just like the only time Jason at some point just pulls a sword out of his ass,
Out of nowhere.
but then comes back and gives it back to Zordon later.
Yeah,
Like, "Here you
apparently
go."
the sword was totally separate from the rest of the suit, even though it looked like it grew from the suit. So it's part of the suit.
That was so dumb and so silly.
Super dumb.
We're jumping all over the place here.
We're jumping.
But yeah, the campfire scene.
Yep.
I expected Master Splinter to pop up at some point to let them know that what they need to do.
So they could become a family.
Become a family, Fate of the Furious coming out later this year. Guarantee you it'd be a better film than this film.
There is no henshin. There's no henshin. There's no morpher.
No.
And to me, that's also a huge piece of what the genre is that
No.
they just throw away.
They're just Guyver.
They have to believe in themselves
Oh, God.
in order to grow the suit from their skin.
Yeah, you have to know each other and believe in each other just to do
That's
this.
not. Why?
Why?
Just
why?
why?
I don't understand. It's okay. It's a new continuity.
It's still dumb.
Yeah.
Like, it could be new. I'm not saying it has to be exactly the same, but that's a core piece of what the genre is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired of movies in general that kind of do this plot where here's these people don't know each other. We're gonna learn with them, and they're gonna get to know these people. They're gonna become family by the end of this film. They're gonna really just watch out for each other. They're gonna go to Krispy Kreme together, and they're just gonna be best buds.
Let's just jump right into fucking Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, that's the this
is
is the man.
As far as we can remember, we don't want to absolutely put it into stone.
I would be willing to say, I will say this, I don't think I've ever seen a film with such gratuitous product placement as Saban's Power Rangers.
Sponsored by Krispy Kreme.
It might as well have a big Krispy Kreme, like on
Krispy
the
Kreme's
poster.
Power Rangers.
The poster we have a picture of on the Facebook page of all the Zords running forward. In the background, there should have been a Krispy Kreme sign.
There should have
like
been.
everything else is CG, all gray and dark colors. That is bright, clean, Mwah, magnifique. Getting that product placement out there. I'm not shitting you. People said Man of Steel was egregious with its product placement, but I can still believe that those are stores that would be in Smallville.
Yeah.
That type of stuff. This goes beyond that. It's not
They are
it's,
in front of a Sears in
it's
Man of
not
Steel.
like,
That's it.
Yeah, it's not like Superman's like, Zod, I'm going to meet you outside 7-Eleven. All they ever did was, he's not the IHOP. Yeah, but because someone works there, I can understand that. Like, that might be the worst, in my opinion, of Man of Steel. This film, though, I found the Zeo Crystal. It's at the Krispy Kreme. And it's like, where's the Zeo Crystal? At the Krispy Kreme. Wait, she's at the Krispy Kreme. We gotta go to the Krispy Kreme. Dude, I'm going down to the Krispy Kreme.
Kreme's a very important place.
Then there's a scene with Kimberly and Trini at Krispy Kreme fighting over a donut because it's so fucking good. Even to the line like, what is Krispy Kreme? Is this place of importance? The most important. It's, oh, jeez. And there's a scene of Elizabeth Banks as Rita eating a donut inside Krispy Kreme. I thought that scene was kind of funny. I'll give that credit. But
then it immediately cuts to the entire town is like destroyed, and then it
Yes.
cuts to Rita outside of the Krispy Kreme
yeah.
in front of a pristine, undamaged Krispy Kreme sign.
Yeah, it's a low shot. It's up at her. She's down here on the left, and then to the right, clean, full in frame. Oh, mwah, you can't ask for a better composure of this shot. Krispy Kreme donuts. Do you love Krispy Kreme, Steve? Why
No.
They should have gave us Krispy Kreme donuts with their ticket.
Yeah, they should have.
They should have let me know I was going to be deprogrammed and reprogrammed in this film to love Krispy
My
Kremes
God.
and know that Krispy Kremes are the true savior. Because guess what's underneath the Krispy Kreme? The Zeo crystals,
Which is the source of all
source
life.
of all life, which is Krispy Kreme.
Which is Krispy Kreme.
I
Jesus
am
Christ.
I am at a loss. I'm
That took
surprised.
me out of the movie a lot.
You know what? Sometimes at the end of the films, you find out who gave them the tax credits. I'm surprised there's not like a national Krispy Kreme tax credit for this film. Because Jesus, that kills this film for me a lot. Is that beyond the fact that
It's so egregious. That's the
Ah.
problem. Like, if it was Kim and Trini at the Krispy Kreme, no problem.
Yeah.
Like, if that was the scene, no problem.
Yeah.
If Billy lied to Rita and said, the crystal's at the Krispy Kreme, it's a very important place.
Yeah.
That would have been funny. And that would have been the end of it.
Mhm.
I would have had zero issues with it. But it keeps coming up. Like, I've at one point, I looked at Bill and said, "Oh, they destroyed the Krispy Kreme. It's over." And then they cut to the sign. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, it's still going.
Yeah, it doesn't. They just keep saying Krispy Kreme, Krispy Kreme, Krispy Kreme. Zeo Crystal's Krispy Kreme, Krispy Kreme. Zordon might as well said, "Rangers, get to the Krispy Kreme." No, we got Bryan Cranston. This film is interesting for making Zordon a fucking asshole.
Everyone's an asshole.
Everyone is an asshole in this movie. I think some people are like, great, because in the show they were all a bunch of goody two shoes. I'm like, yeah, but they were nice kids.
Yeah.
They were all nice
They're
kids.
heroes.
But no, we live in the age where everyone's a fucking shitbag.
Yeah, and not even like funny, ridiculous levels of shitbag, just shitbags.
These are just asshole kids. I guess Jason's. I mean, they all seem to have nice qualities about them, but it seems like they're just assholes. And Billy has autism, but they don't say autism. He says he's on the spectrum.
He's on the spectrum.
You know, it's cool they did that, but at the same time, he's still kind of the punchline for jokes.
Yeah.
So they're not really doing anything progressive with that.
No, not really.
No.
Like, oh, you made the nerdy kid the autistic one.
Yeah.
What a shock.
Yeah. If you just didn't tell us that, it'd probably be fine. Because like, oh, he's the nerdy kid. He's funny, fine. But then you made sure to call out that he's autistic. Kind of rendering like everything you do, like it's pointless. Why'd you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Any points you would have earned for quote unquote progressivism, which doesn't make sense because the original show is pretty progressive. It had a multicultural cast. I remember when this film was coming out, like we have a multicultural cast. We're doing this. I'm like, 20 years they've been doing it. I don't.
Yeah,
it's not that big of a deal.
It's not a big deal.
No. So,
all kids of all colors, as Alpha puts it.
Yeah.
In the film.
God, that was a bit on the nose.
It made me laugh. It was on the nose enough where I felt
it
was
because it was just kind of, it made me laugh. Sure, it was one of those moments of tonal shift.
Yes.
Yeah.
But at least at that part, it was Alpha. We were knee deep in that tone already. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like that line was out of nowhere, so like that didn't bother me.
Yeah.
We're still on negatives though. I don't want to talk about stuff I liked.
Alpha should have been screaming about Krispy Kreme.
Aye.
Krispy Kreme sales, delicious. You get 5 for 2. Aye. Make sure to look out for the Saban Power Rangers trademark Krispy Kreme donuts. Aye. I'm Bill Hader. I'm getting a paycheck.
Hey, whatever gets Bill Hader.
Hey,
money.
You know what? There's another spot where a voice actor didn't get a job because they had to have a name for no reason. Like I didn't feel like Bill Hader brought anything to being Alpha there.
No, anyone could.
What was the point of that? I mean, I always say it's not bad on the actor there. Get a paycheck, get your money, great, that's fine. But some voice actor didn't get a job for that.
Nope. So let's talk about another role that a voice actor didn't get a job for, or any actor. Goldar.
Goldar, what the fuck was that?
What?
Velveedar?
So they just took away personality. He's not a character; he's a weapon, and that's it.
Their version of Rita. This is again, we're talking about everything. So who cares about shit about spoilers? But first 5 minutes of the film, you find out that like everyone crashed here on Earth, like in the
65 million years ago.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the whole dinosaurs and mammoth shit here in a second. But it's like apparently Rita's the Green Ranger and Zordon was the Red Ranger. And they want to get the Zeo Crystal. I have no problem with them doing the Zeo Crystal stuff because that's cool. They actually have some hint of the lore. But again, this film doesn't want to feel like a Power Rangers film, so beyond that. But like Rita doesn't have any henchmen. There's no stuff like that. It's like just we have to have one big bad. Can't have any henchmen. Anything
just
of
one
importance
villain.
For all she's doing the entire film.
It would have been way more sense if she was able to betray and overthrow the original team of Rangers if she had henchmen.
Yeah.
She had backup.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe this concept that Rita, with just the green Power Ranger powers, beat the entire team of Rangers all by herself.
Yeah, she did. Kicked her ass.
Yeah.
I killed Yellow Ranger last time. I did it. It was me.
I'll do it again.
I'll do it again. I'm dripping wet all the time.
All the time.
She's wet.
Why is Rita always wet?
It would be really cool if all this time there was. Oh, it wouldn't make sense because it hurt. Well, no, she has superpowers at this point. If every time water is dripping down, it was gold, like she's dripping gold out of her. Instead of, why is it water all the time?
Yeah.
It's all the time water for no reason.
All the time water.
But if it was like dripping, like she was like her sweat, perspiration, or it was gold. Why
was
is
Rita eating gold? And what was she doing with all this gold? Because she had way more gold to make Goldar than what she ate.
What confused me is like she woke up and then she was eating fish heads, and I didn't quite understand her regenerative power stuff.
Me neither.
Because if she was just able to be alive, why was she in the bottom of the ocean all shriveled up? And she looks really good for 65 million years.
Yep.
Really good.
That's the green coin.
I wonder how the Yellow Ranger's body is doing.
Right.
Is that doing pretty good?
Must be doing great.
Looking great, that bipedal hand alien thing. But yeah, Goldar was literally just Rita stealing gold from the town. Which thankfully there's a gold quarry next to this town, next to Angel Grove, and she steals all the gold from that.
It's a half fishing town, half gold, headquarters of the world.
Yeah, there's a gold quarry. They're great, convenient. And then she just summons a giant glob of gold that just walks around, that has wings for some reason. Doesn't fly. So why'd they give him wings?
Yeah.
Besides, it's Goldar from the show, but it's not Goldar from the show.
At all.
Because he was a griffin.
Yeah.
Creature dude.
He's a griffin wearing armor.
Yeah. I don't understand.
It's insulting to me. And it's one of those things, oh, this isn't the show. Like, go fuck yourself. It's based on the show.
Yeah.
It's based on the show. They took a character that he was one of the main villains from Zoo Ranger. But he was also the main villain of Power Rangers. And he was a villain or a character on Power Rangers for like 7 years.
Yes.
Like, he was there for a while. He wasn't like a one-off monster.
No.
If you wanted just a random weapon, use the fucking Sphinx dude from the pilot. I don't
guess
care.
you could use Scorpina from the Mighty Morphin series. Was not like she was in the Zeo Ranger. Zeo Ranger, she was there like from like episode 20 on until the end of the series.
Yeah.
Then the U.S. series, she was a bit less important like that. You could have done something like that. I don't know. Any Monster of the Week villain, like you said. But no, not this.
Yeah, not this. He's just and the director's like proud of that. Like, he talked about how like, oh no, we wanted to focus just on Rita, and like, you didn't focus on Rita. She had as much backstory as Goldar would have needed if Goldar spoke.
Yeah, she really didn't get much development in this film. All you know is she's bad, and she just does weird like modern references and playful things.
Yeah,
that's all she does. Like, there's really no like, you don't know why she betrayed everybody. Just that she wanted power. So you get paper thin exposition and character development on this character, which I guess
it's fine.
I'm not saying it's terrible. It's fine. It works. But
to say you can't or don't want to do that for Goldar, when you did nothing for the other character,
yeah, exactly. Like, the villain of this film is almost a Marvel film level of not giving a shit about the villain, giving him no real development, no interesting characteristics or anything beyond that. Just
and then overdeveloping the human kids.
Yes.
Overdeveloping.
Yes.
We got way more information than we needed from all of them.
Yeah, you could have easily cut half hour of this movie.
Yes,
I don't know why it's so long, because it really hurts it. I was thinking, like, instead of doing Goldar, she might as well have just, I don't know, made like Ivan Ooze in the Power Rangers movie. He had his own little suits, or maybe he himself turned into a Zord like a Megazord at the end of the film to fight the Rangers. She could have just done that.
Yeah.
The entire time. I don't know why we had to have this two separate. Because eventually she gets absorbed into Goldar. For what reason? I have no clue why.
There's no reason
it didn't
why.
serve any purpose.
No.
No purpose. And I guess since we're talking about that, we can talk about the Zords. And their creation of the Megazord.
Well, first let's talk about the Zords.
Yes.
I think the Mastodon still looks fucking terrible.
That's a terrible design.
The Saber-tooth Tiger and the T-Rex are fine.
Yeah.
Although the T-Rex is really little.
Yeah, it was.
He's a little guy.
Yeah.
Triceratops is okay, but he has 6 legs for no reason.
Yep.
And the pterodactyl, I mean, I appreciate the pterodactyl was doing jet shit that they couldn't afford to do in like the old shows. I appreciate that, but as you said, he looks like Megatron from the first Transformers movie.
Yeah. Just flying around like it's like this nondescript. Doesn't look anything like a pterodactyl.
No, but whatever. The CG is more passable in the film than it was on any of the posters.
True.
I stand by that the CG of the Zords on the posters look like an Asylum film. The CG of the Zords on the posters looked like the CG in Super Task Force 1.
Yeah, that's true.
In the film, they look a lot better, but still not that great.
Mm-hmm. That's true. There was a couple shots when they first showed the Zords. It's so funny. It's like, I'll show you something special. Walk over here. It's like 15 feet away from their training. There's like entire like giant cavern housing these giant robots that took the form of the most powerful creatures of their era. Excuse me. Mammoths and saber-tooth tigers didn't exist at the same time as dinosaurs. Even those dinosaurs didn't exist at the same time with each other, if I remember correctly.
You could have just said Zordon based this on powerful life forms.
Yeah.
That's all you needed to say. Not they formed their bodies based on what was around them.
Yeah, like in Zeo Ranger, there's guardian beasts. You could have just said that. You didn't have to go into anything about, they took the most powerful form of things. It's like, well, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
But then the combining of the Zords into the Megazord, that was rough.
It was so rough. Okay, so first of all the Zords keep on trying to fight Goldar individually.
Yes.
And that's cool, because I like seeing solo Zord action in any of the seasons. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so they're protecting the Zeo Crystal, which is apparently like just 20 feet underground, even after 65 million years.
Yeah, I didn't look like that was that far down there.
But they're holding the line in front of the Zeo Crystal. They're just shooting Goldar, and Goldar's just pushing them back. Like, it's clearly not working. Like, they should try a different plane at this point.
Yes.
Goldar is melting on them, making them real hot.
Real hot. They're
real hot.
heating up. I can't breathe. Like, oh, you. What? I thought I kept doing that. Like, oh, does Kimberly have claustrophobia problems? We didn't really touch on that.
Yeah,
that could have been an interesting thing.
That could have been interesting.
For earlier to come back now, it's like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, even though it'd be kind of wasted because this only lasts like 30 seconds. But it's like they're all struggling, all stuff. Then all of a sudden, through the power of friendship,
so they fall into the
and
hole,
love and teamwork,
and we just kind of see the pterodactyl jets forming, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's just this melting mess of a thing, and all of a sudden, burr, 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 it's like this big fucking monster coming out of the pit.
That entire scene confuses me. How did they do that? Like I said to Bill, like if Alpha just went over the intercom and went, "Hey guys, you can make a Megazord. Just push this button," I would have been fine.
Yeah.
That would have been totally okay. I might have said, like, why didn't Alpha say anything sooner? Fuck it.
It'd be like in Pacific Rim when they're fighting the one. It's been a while. When Gypsy Danger is fighting the flying kaiju, and they're like, "Oh, we got one last resort, the sword." And it's like everyone's like, "Why didn't you know about it earlier?" I'm like, whatever. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. They didn't need it earlier.
Yeah.
They need it now. So there's no explanation as to how they make the Megazord.
Nope.
We don't see them make the Megazord. They're covered in like smoke and fire, and we just see like two shots.
That costs money.
And then they come out. Like we didn't get a combining scene, which is another big insult to me as a fan.
They would have to explain how that fucking thing becomes what it does from those animals, because it just looks like Gypsy Danger.
Yeah.
It just looks like a fucking mech from Pacific Rim.
Yep.
Doesn't even have the cool like God Sword, whatever they called it, in Mighty
Power Sword.
Power Sword. Doesn't have any of that. Just there's no like finishing. There's no like All they kept doing was like they did a German suplex, and that's all. That's how they beat Goldar.
Yeah.
What? You're shooting him with missiles and shit from your robots.
And it's not
German
anything.
suplex kills him. I'm confused. Man,
it doesn't feel like a Toku. It doesn't feel like the genre. It's not even as good as the fights in Pacific Rim. Those feel more like Power Rangers.
No,
Those feel
they're
more
still
like Super
doing
Sentai.
the usual American trope of big things move slow.
Mm-hmm.
I would have really liked it if they moved faster.
Yeah.
Like the Zords move pretty quick, but the big robe like Goldar and then the Megazord just kind of lumber.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, can we just go back to fast things?
Yeah.
I can give it a pass Pacific Rim, but it becomes a bit much because all American mech stuff does that. But
I feel like those mechs still move slightly faster than the Megazord does in this.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that Gypsy Danger and our Strike Eureka, all those mechs Pacific Rim move faster than this. And and the Megazord's only in it for like 45 seconds, maybe.
Yeah, and Billy names it as the Megazord.
Mamazord, Megazord, because I'm autistic.
So dumb. And they have separate cockpits, which I really don't like.
That was so strange. And
they're in very vulnerable positions,
you know what
too.
really bothered me about that is after... Now, this is something I had to laugh at when Rita was all like this, that, and then they slapped her into space. I thought that was funny. I did.
Yeah, that was great. There's moments of the film.
But they asked, like, Jason, you slap her? I'm like, but Jason isn't controlling that arm. How did he do that?
Kimberly did that.
They clearly show that each of the individual Rangers have to control the limb.
Yeah.
And
well, they say, like, Billy controls the one leg, Zach controls the other leg, Trini controls, like, the waist, but they outright say Kimberly has control of the arms. So I guess Jason just hangs out.
Yeah, I didn't understand why, like, that whole... I guess it was a callback to earlier when he slaps some bully in detention, but... How'd that work? It doesn't work in the logic. Well, what gets me out the logic of this movie is at one point, trying to go back a little bit here, when Rita is trying to find out where Zeo Crystal is, Billy tells her it's at Krispy Kreme, and she drowns him. They pull him out. He's like, he's dead. No one tries to do CPR. No one does anything to try to do this. He's drowned. It's okay. No. So they're all four of them are super strong, but it takes all four of them to carry Billy back to Zorda. I thought that was the stupidest fucking thing.
Yeah, they show them like jumping 50 feet in the air, like breaking shit by accident because they're so super strong.
Yeah.
But, help me carry him. I can't carry him.
I was losing it. Because when they first were pulling him out of the water, I'm like, okay, I'll give a pass here. They should be able to pick him up out of the water, no problem, but help me. And they're like carrying him like he's arms out like across the desert. It's like, symbolism. He died for your sins, and that just bothered me because, like, you guys have. I hate when that's such a lazy thing that movies do sometimes, where they totally forget one major aspect of something to have like an emotional bit. Here, I'm like, well, first off, again, just do some CPR.
Yeah,
And
try some mouth to mouth.
And,
Just try
and
it.
just Jason can carry him, no problem.
Yeah.
Or anybody. Like, have Trini carry him.
Yeah,
or
Trini
something.
could carry him with one arm.
Yeah.
Like, I got him.
I like the idea, imagine, like, they just grab him by the boot and, like, just start dragging him along the ground. Well, gotta get you back to Zordon. And then the big scene is Zordon can come back because the morphing grid or whatever is come back online. And you're like, no, I have to save Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Admittedly, I like the idea that his body's become reanimated because, like, that'd be he's gone without oxygen in his brain for quite a long time now.
He's
dead.
more than autistic now.
Yeah,
he's brain dead.
He's brain dead. He's a vegetable.
Really glad you wasted that here chance, Zordon.
So Rita's still alive. Get knocked into space.
Yeah.
It's okay.
They show her alive, which I appreciate. It was not like, oh, she dead. No, she opens her eyes, just like, nah, I'm fine,
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
she's just freezing.
Although I said to Bill, I would have been way happier if she landed on the moon.
Yeah, that'd been funny. That'd be funny. It was the only thing that was missing is when they knock her into space. You hear they feel like the little like flash of light thing that you often see in anime.
Yeah.
When people get knocked away. That'd been pretty funny. And then I think the other stuff. The big teasers. Oh, Tommy Oliver. Where's Tommy Oliver at? Oh,
Tommy Oliver.
Oh, teasing for a film that probably will happen. I don't know where this film's out of production, like money wise.
I mean, it made $40 million, but that's not that great. But it did get approved for Chinese cinemas, and they love giant robots, so we'll see.
We'll see.
I think, financially speaking, we'll probably get a Power Rangers 2,
Mm-hmm.
but them talking about their 6 fucking movie plan, I'm just shaking my head at
I
that.
really don't. I don't think it'll go that far. What bothers me is everyone's like, "Oh, movie sucked," but I'm looking forward to the sequel. Why?
Why not make a good movie the first time?
Or why not? Why you just like? But wrapping up the negatives here before we get like
It was a
more of the positives.
poor superhero origin film.
It was just a poor.
They spent way too much time building up the characters,
Mhm.
not enough time being a hero. But and
Yes.
it was a lot of wasted time. There was a lot of poor exposition. There was a lot of not great writing.
A lot of training.
A lot of training. And then when they finally get in the nitty gritty, that stuff isn't even good.
No.
Like if you look at other superhero origin films, like if you look at Amazing Spider-Man, or even Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man movie although I'm not a big fan of the Raimi Spider-Man films overall in general, as a superhero origin film, that film did it right.
Mm-hmm.
It was like maybe 2 hours long, and the origin part was 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and then he was Spider-Maning it up for the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like to look at, like, in recent years, like, especially these films where it kind of ends with them becoming the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Batman Begins.
Yeah, Batman Begins
Batman
was a great
Begins,
one.
you still have him training, but he's still, like, trying. He puts on the ski mask, going to talk to Gore, and you see him doing stuff, trying to become Batman. This film is just team building exercises, training. Oh, you can't. Oh, you can put on a suit. You put on a suit. Oh, okay, you did. Okay, it's gone now. Bye. It's like it's such a cock teasing with its the Power Rangers of the film. It's like what they should have done is they should have been able to get them quickly, do a couple things like, oh man, we fucked up. We need to like have a. I know it's tropey, but it worked for this film and this tone and for Power Rangers where have them get their suits, go out, they failed because they're not working together.
Mm-hmm.
And like you see that a lot, and I think that's what this film needed. It needed to have tropes because it's a goofy concept. You need to embrace it a bit, not as I've said, be ashamed of it, which I feel this film was doing.
It felt like it was ashamed of what it is.
Yeah, it is like it had to be a Power Rangers film, but they didn't want to be a Power Rangers film, so they had to do stuff. Yeah, they had obligations to be a Power Rangers film. So I guess we got to do this, even though it's not the story I want to tell.
Mm-hmm.
I also found the directing to be very uninspired.
Yeah.
Again, I think from the trailers we kind of felt like it was like Michael Bay light, and it was like that. And there was a lot of time. That's nitpicking a bit about some stuff in the film I didn't quite care for, like that type of stuff. And pacing, of course, was bad because we had tons of stuff we didn't.
Pacing was super bad.
Positives. Elizabeth Banks was great.
Elizabeth Banks was fantastic. She was really great as Rita. I loved her in this movie. She hammed it up.
Yes.
She knew what this fucking was.
Yes. Exactly. That the film needed more of that. It
She
needed more juice bars. Needed more.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta take a break from helping this charity drive to go fight Rita.
Yeah.
No, they're detention kids.
They're detention kids
bad
now.
kids.
They're bad kids for some reason.
Kids. They're rough.
So stupid. But we're on positives. On positives.
He showed the picture of his daughter to her father. I kept thinking of the scene from Hardcore. It was like, that's my daughter!
Before we jump into positives, since we spoke about Elizabeth Banks, there's no explanation as to why she can't form the Green Ranger armor anymore.
Yeah.
Like, she tries to do it, and then it doesn't work, and Why?
Yeah, a jewelry store blew up like it was a gas station.
That was hilarious, though.
It was
That
like
I'm fine with because Power Rangers has explosions for no reason.
It blew up like that Shell station in RoboCop. It was like that at a gas station. I kept expecting RoboCop to walk out of the flames. Who are you?
I do like the opening scene because I've always been a fan of the concept of like there's been Power Rangers much longer than this team. I wish we would have seen different suits for those Rangers.
Yeah.
I think that would have been cool. Like I was saying to Bill, like the original idea in the series, which they didn't get a chance to because of budget reasons, was they wanted to use the Dai Ranger suits, which is what the Thunderzords are from in Japan. They wanted to use the Dai Ranger suits as like ancient Rangers, and that's where the White Ranger power came from, and that's why they were just sitting on that shit. Apparently, they didn't. Zordon was just straight up the Red Ranger.
If this film was made by people who actually cared about the source property, like going back to Warcraft was clearly made by people who really cared about the source property. Like when they're in those suits in the beginning of the film, it would have been the what was Zoo Ranger? Was it Falcon Ranger? I forget the exact.
Yeah,
no, it was Jetman, wasn't it?
Jetman. Yeah.
If like the suits resembled those suits,
would have been amazing.
I would have
lost my mind.
I would have been. I mean, I was already laughing really hard at the Zeo Crystal stuff, but those suits looked like the series prior to Zoo Ranger. Which clearly, I mean, even the new suits aren't super similar to the Zoo Ranger suits.
No, the suits are still terrible. I still hate the suits.
The suits are still terrible. But like, if there was like a beak or like the fold-out wings, or like there was some hint that these suits like look like a predecessor,
or the predecessor,
previous series, it'd be cool. But they just, I mean, the suits in this one look. We've already talked plenty about the designs of the Megazords and the suits.
But no, I like the 65 million years. I like seeing Rita wear the green suit.
Yes.
I don't understand how she beat all the Rangers by herself with no minions again. I like saying the Zordon was a Power Ranger, which is something that they've talked about like in fan films and like fan stuff and like loose cannon stuff. Zordon previously was a Power Ranger. I dig that. As I said to Bill, though, in the car, I wish that they went with Cisco Davis Jr.'s idea where Zordon used the White Ranger powers and just refine them to make the White Ranger later in the canon. I think that would have been really cool if it was Rita as the Green Ranger and Zordon as the White Ranger, as Zordon's bearing the remaining 5 coins as the White Ranger.
Yes. Not just, I was the Red Ranger, Jason. If you can't lead this team, I will come out of this wall and lead it for you. You're not my dad, Zordon. You're a failure. You're not going to play football anymore.
Jesus Christ. Trying to stay on positives. Because there was stuff in this movie that I liked.
I mean, it's positive. I'm making my own positives.
That's true. I liked Billy. I thought that they maybe went too far with the autistic thing. In the sense of pushing it, not in the sense that they took him acting that way too far. Because that is how people on the spectrum act. I thought the way he acted was right, but the way they kept kind of like bringing it up. Like, oh, no, I don't get humor. No, I don't understand. Sorry. Like, no,
I don't understand what faces look like.
I don't understand what faces look like.
Like he was definitely the heart of this film. The original series, Bulk and Skull were the heart of the series.
Yeah.
And this time around we have Billy because they don't have a Bulk and Skull because it's really just about them. It's not about anybody else in this town. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
But so he's definitely the heart, and I think he fills that role just fine. What really bothered me, guys, negative. I'm sorry. Like I'm trying to be positive, but what bothered me most about the actress playing Kimberly, it really felt like times like she was trying to imitate Amy Jo Johnson. I don't know if you felt that way. Like her mannerisms stuff just really reminded me a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's almost like everyone else, I think, felt like they were bringing their own to this role, but her particularly felt very much like she was just watched some episodes and is just emulating that.
They weren't silly enough. I want to get back to that.
Well, yeah.
Like as you speak about that, they were like I got that a little bit, but the director wouldn't let them go as far as they could have with that.
Yeah, that's...
like there's not the scene of them getting to the Zords like, "Oh, systems go, good eye stereo." And stuff like that. Like, there's none of that.
If they did that, that'd be funny.
I would have lost my mind. I would have been like, good. I mean, there is some, like, Rita does sing Make My Monster Grow, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
I think the way they do it is a little half-handed.
The times they kind of work in some of the stuff, like, it's morphin' time, like, like...
It worked. That worked for me okay.
That wasn't too bad. Admittedly, I did kind of feel the I stuff was a little forced sometimes. Cause
I like the I.
The one time was fine, but he kept doing it.
I think he only did it twice.
I mean, that was just too much for me personally.
too many.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. It just didn't tonally fit when it happened. I was just kind of like
that. I liked. I like the I, but I can see why you did.
I think the I works better when it comes out of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers design alpha.
Yeah.
Not this alpha.
Murder alpha.
This weird,
terrifying,
fucking metal monster. Alpha 5. Like it doesn't work. It's not cheesy enough. It needs more cheese.
Yeah.
It needs to be Velveeta, just like Gold.
What other positives were there? Because
I
I do
haven't-
remember liking more than what I'm saying.
I did come out of the film with a huge hankering for Krispy Kreme. So good for the
I
film
did
on
not.
that.
I did not.
Uh,
Dunkin' Donuts all the way. Ninja working at Dunkin' Donuts
Some
across
of
the
the jokes
street.
are fine.
Yeah, some of a lot of the times when they were trying to be funny, I felt that a lot of those jokes were fine. They were good jokes.
There were some jokes that were really stupid.
Yeah,
like,
sure, yeah.
You ever morph before? Yeah, in the shower once.
Oh. No, yeah, obviously not every bit of humor. The bestiality joke
was
was
jerking off
not
a bowl
good.
joke.
Masturbating in the shower
What was that?
also didn't work.
But
Other jokes I thought were on point.
yeah, like I said, the main kids are fine, but I just feel like if you weren't Billy, Kimberly, or Jason, you really didn't get much in terms of character development.
No.
They really didn't give a shit about
really-
Zach or Trini. I'm sorry, Dee Dee.
Why?
I keep calling her Dee Dee.
Yeah, Trini got nothing in this movie, I feel.
No,
Zach got more because he was a giant asshole at the start.
yeah.
And then he toned it down. Like, Zach was just Adam. Like, they really just made him Adam in terms of, like, how he acted, his personality, and the fact that he was an Asian guy. And I
Mhm.
feel that wasn't a coincidence.
Yeah. I just have a sick mom at home. That's my backstory.
But when we see the sick mom fucking schooling him in chess, yeah, she's
Yeah.
a badass.
That's cool. But it's like in terms of what we got for them, like why are they so light? And why with that I didn't understand. I guess maybe because Trini's the Yellow Ranger, I didn't quite understand why Rita came to her.
Because she was the outsider.
That's
like
why
she
I kept
was.
leading to all the kind of the fan theories that Trini's mom was gonna be Rita.
Mhm.
Because who knows? Going to this film, like you can't you can't give it a shot.
Yeah.
You can't don't trust you as far as I can throw you. And what got me so much about it, she's like flinging her around a room, smashing the fucking
No one
thing
does
up.
anything.
No one comes in the room. Like are her parents going to ask her what happened?
Yeah.
What happened
No
to
one
your
cares.
room? This brick wall is destroyed.
I did, aside from the insanity of no one going to see if she's okay, I actually did like that scene. I thought that was raw and gritty, but because of Elizabeth Banks still like overplaying her role, it still works tonally in terms of what the genre should be.
Yeah.
But I like that a lot. I like the fact that Rita's showing up, spooking her, and Trini's immediate reaction is punching her into the ceiling.
Yes.
And like it's a tussle, and I like that scene a lot. Like I thought that scene was going to be dumb as fuck
Yeah.
in the trailer, but in the movie I was like, no, that worked.
Do you think that they were making Trini come off like very butch and stuff as some sort of a stereotypical thing because she's the lesbian character?
I didn't get that much. No.
I'm cynical enough that
Okay.
I felt like that was like being like kind of played in there. I get it. She dresses kind of differently, and she's kind of rough. She's the tough one.
See, I didn't see
She's
that.
the lady. She's not like Kimberly. She's a lesbian. Given what they did with Billy and his like autism spectrum stuff, I think that was kind of something they might be going for.
Mhm.
But
I
I'm
mean,
also very cynical about this film.
You may be right, but I didn't take it that way. I thought she was just. I do think she was supposed to be the foil to Kimberly. That the Kimberly's more of like the prissy one, and Trini's the bad bitch.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure that is their intention. But my cynical nature makes me think like they put this in on purpose. Like they're trying to. Like there's been this running gag for years about a new Cagney and Lacey film because Chips, all these other things coming out. But the script going around forever, it makes them in like man-hating dykes and all this other stuff. It's like, wow, you don't understand at all what the show was supposed to be about. And all these other things. But so I kind of have that mentality towards Hollywood stuff sometimes.
Going back to positives, one shot that I really love. Speaking of training and the late Twee Trang and the car crash. That was a terrible joke. I'm sorry. I love Twee Trang. I looked up to her a lot as an actress, and she was actually my first crush as a little boy.
It's okay.
I love Trini. Which is why I was really annoyed by Trini in the film getting fucking nothing, because Trini was my favorite of the Rangers. But I really appreciated the turning your expectations upside down of them straight up getting hit by a fucking train. I lost my shit. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, but it still didn't really quite explain how they got home.
They sleptwalked.
They sleptwalked? Is that what happened? Like, I thought they'd explain that. They just drop it.
They just drop it.
They just drop how at least they got home from the car crash.
I think it would have been if they should have like been at the car crash, being like, "How are we okay?"
Yeah, they should have had something there.
Yeah, but no, they just wake up.
But that would have. But if they did that, they would cut time out of this movie because they'd immediately go back to that quarry and find something and progress the story a bit quicker instead of everyone's there and then they have to go to school and like something's weird. We gotta go back and like they're melting and blowing up the cafeteria and all this other stuff. Like, we didn't need any of this. It could have all been trimmed.
Yeah,
this served no purpose
at all. But I like that shot. I like the Rita scene. I like every scene Elizabeth Banks is in. I gotta be
she's
honest.
fine. Yeah. I think Elizabeth Banks is like my biggest positive of this
Biggest
film.
positive.
Which I think going
completely
into
agree.
it, I think we were pretty open a lot of times.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
she's probably going to be the best part of this film because she looks most like a Tokusatsu villain. She
Yeah.
looks most like a Power Rangers villain.
Yes.
And she acted like a Power Rangers villain.
Yeah, she did.
While everyone else is kind of in this mopey Chronicle film.
Yeah. Yeah. Mopey Chronicle film. That's really what it felt like.
Yeah.
There wasn't that bright optimism I feel that the show always had.
Yeah.
And like they try to bring it back at the end, and I get that, but they're too far in the dark.
It's okay. We're going to have the Megazord do a little jig.
I mean, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you can't start in the dark and then come to the optimism. You know, like I'm a big proponent, I'm a big fan of Batman v Superman, because to me that's what that film is. It's Superman consistently trying to be the light in this world that keeps on shitting on him. And then by the end of the film, finally everyone sees the light.
Yes.
But to me, they really, really earned it in that movie. And I can see why other people feel like that film doesn't earn it.
Mhm.
I can see that. But to me, that's what I'm getting from Power Rangers. They're not earning that, oh, we're mopey the whole time. But now everything's okay. Like, I don't think they earned the everything's okay part.
Just a bunch of screw-ups.
They're just a bunch of screw-ups.
I wrecked a truck.
There's a ton of kids in that detention.
Yeah.
And also, how do you get detention for the rest of your school career for a car accident? And the stealing
I
of the
can.
cow?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he should have just gone to juvenile hall.
Yeah, like, he was outrunning cops.
He crashed a car. And all this. I gotta say though, like the amount of it's almost verging on like Doctor Strange levels of his car when his car went off the cliff and just like kept crashing and crashing
Yeah.
everything. The amount of damage happened to him, like he just happened to get clipped by a SUV backing up, and also I was like blowing up, flipping over, sliding down the road, all this. Like this is a bit much.
Yeah. And all
And
just
3
his
weeks
knee
later,
was
he's
injured.
fine. Yeah,
His
3 weeks
knee's
later,
injured,
yeah,
that's it.
he's got a tweaked knee a little bit. Got to wear a Batman bionic knee brace.
Bionic knee brace.
That's all he's got going on. Like it's like Doctor Strange. Like I was in this horrific car accident. My hands. It's like motherfucker.
At least that movie showed his hands going like through the fucking shit in slow motion to show how fucked up specifically his hands were getting.
It's so that was the funniest part of that film for me. It's like you're in this horrific crash, and it's like you're lucky it's just your hands. You should
Right, like,
you should be dead.
I'd rather be dead.
Oh my hands.
Um,
So I think that's about it. I don't know if I have anything else
yeah,
to
I mean,
add.
like we had way more negatives than positives, but I didn't hate the film.
Here's how I got to put the film. As a Power Rangers film, this film is terrible.
It is a terrible Power Rangers
As
film.
an adaptation of a Power Rangers film, I still really did not care for it.
It is awful in those terms. As a standalone movie, it's a not good superhero movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's still not good, but it's not terrible. If you look at it as a standalone film, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
The shot, there's a lot of good shots, honestly, in the movie. The editing is fine.
Yeah, there's nothing bad there.
Yeah, nothing bad, nothing amazing, but nothing bad.
Mhm.
Although as I said, there's this one scene where Zordon shows them the future, and it's supposed to be like this terrifying Rita scene. Instead, it's just kind of sexy because
Elizabeth Banks.
it's super hot,
It's-
especially as Rita.
She's too attractive.
I've always had a thing for villains.
That's the biggest problem when they cast her. Like, she's too attractive
Mhm.
for what they're wanting to go with.
Well, to be fair, that goes back to other Power Ranger stuff, where like oftentimes the female villain is super hot,
Or like in
super hot.
or commonplace in Tokusatsu that
Yeah.
the female villain is just a porn star.
Yeah. I do you think we would have liked Rita more if she was Gianna Michaels?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't know because I liked Elizabeth Banks at this.
Yeah,
so that
no,
was
we
fun.
loved Elizabeth Banks. Like, we cannot say that enough.
Yeah, so I
A
think
lot of my enjoyment came from Elizabeth
yeah,
Banks.
she did great. It was great there. So I don't know if I have much else to add on this film. So we
I
can go
really
with final
don't.
star ratings.
Final star ratings. I think overall I'm going to have to give it a 2.5 out of 5. Not bad. Like, it's a notch above bad, but it's not even quite like a 3 out of 5. It's not
Yeah,
quite.
it comes on personal taste for this because obviously we've gotten worse films, 2s.
Yes.
But given what we came through today, I'm a 2.
Yeah.
It isn't that kind of teetering, like you said, teetering very close to bad film for me, where I will never watch this film again.
Yeah, never.
I would watch Revenge of the Fallen over this, and I do not care for Revenge of the Fallen, the second
Right.
Transformers film.
Agreed.
Because again, like going back to what I said before about the Transformers stuff, the Transformers films at least give you Transformers.
The whole time.
The first
pretty
film.
much.
Let's go with the first. Compare this first film versus the first film. First film, okay, we get Blackout immediately transforming from the helicopter into the robot, shooting everyone and stuff. Then we get the Transformers to the house. We get Blockade. Was it Blockade or
Barricade.
Barricade? Sorry, Barricade versus Bumblebee. We get the course of Megatron. We get the finale. You get tons of Transformers in that movie.
Yeah.
Yes, the main plot line does focus too much on the humans, but you're getting Transformers.
Yeah.
This film, you get no Power Rangers until the last 15-20 minutes of the film.
And they have one fight on foot, and the rest of the time they're in their Zords with their masks off.
Yeah, it's just it should just be called. It's again, it's kind of harkening back to Gem and the Holograms again.
Yeah.
It's like they don't become Gem and the Holograms until the end of the movie. There's no like any of this other stuff or anything. It's just it's not quite. It's not. It's, obviously, this film is not nearly as bad as Gem and the Holograms.
No, it is not.
But it's doing that same thing. Every film keeps doing this. No, just give us Power Rangers.
Yeah. If you wanted it to be an origin film, fine. But again, like at least do what the Spider-Man movies did, or even Man of Steel gave you Superman a lot sooner.
Yeah.
And that took its time with Clark Kent. Like Man of Steel was like a solid hour before you got Superman in the suit.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get him.
Yeah.
And then he's Superman fighting villains for like the last 45 fucking minutes of the movie.
Yeah, hour in, you get Superman. But then for the next hour and whatever amount of time, you get Superman.
The whole time.
More than 50% of the film is Superman.
Yes. And this less than 10% of the movie is Power Rangers.
It is.
And again, Batman Begins. That was the entire point of that film is Batman becoming Batman later.
Yeah.
And he's Batman at the hour mark and Batman for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This film is just a terrible. That's what I mean. Like, as a Power Rangers film, it's terrible. It's fucking awful. I feel like everyone kind of giving it passes that hasn't watched Power Rangers in 20 years.
My opinion of like the first Power Rangers movie is that I don't think
which we talked about before.
Yeah, but it's not a great Power Rangers film. I'd rather watch like 4 episodes of any of the show, but it's a better Power Rangers movie than this. I will sit down and rewatch the first Power Rangers movie with Ivan Ooze, with more suit action.
Yeah.
With adventuring and fun and those silly Toku elements of their moving their hands with the as they speak for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And saying weird quips as they land in those Zords. Like that feels a lot more like Power Rangers. Than anything this movie is. I will watch that movie again, then I will never watch this movie again.
Even with all the stuff we made fun of, like the 90s extreme, we're jumping out of planes. And because they're parachuting in for charity.
Yeah.
And then Bulk and Skull fall on some construction site for some reason.
Well, they jumped out way later, that's why.
So that's about it.
I do not regret seeing the film. It's not like The Legend of Chun-Li. No. It's not like Gem and the Holograms where I walked out being like, I regret so much that I wasted an hour.
Yeah, I didn't regret it. Mostly because I went and saw Steve. I think that helped a lot. If me and Rachel went and saw us, we'd been very pissed in the theater.
But I don't regret seeing it. I did give it a chance. Everyone always said, I know everyone listening to this is going to be like, well, you expected to hate it, Steve. Like, no, I've seen so many films where I thought were going to be good based on the trailers that ended up being bad. Mm-hmm. And I saw so many films that I thought were going to be bad based on the trailers that ended up being great.
Pain and Gain. I remember when I first showed you Pain, you were like, that Mark Wahlberg movie.
Fuck that.
Then the first 5 minutes, you're crying laughing.
Yeah.
Like, there's plenty of times where you can come around to stuff. Because we saw the film.
I remember being so excited for Winter Soldier. I thought it was going to be amazing, and it ended up being the worst film I saw in theaters.
Yeah.
And then, but on the flip side, and I'll use Marvel again. Not that I love the movie, but I saw the trailers for Doctor Strange. Just like, oh, another fucking generic fucking Marvel movie. I am in no rush to see this shit. And then I saw Doctor Strange. I was just like, I actually really liked that movie.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with that film. It was running by the book's origin story, but it was enjoyable enough.
So yes, I've been talking for like the past year that I think all these designs look awful, but I absolutely went into this movie wanting to give it a chance, especially because the past week people kept on saying, people that had similar opinions to me that it looked bad were saying it's actually good. So I was like, I hope I'm wrong. I'm a huge Power Rangers fan.
Yeah.
I want the Power Rangers movie to be good. I don't want it to be bad. I want to be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
We've had this exact conversation before. We want these movies to be good. I don't want to go see a bad movie.
Yeah.
I want to see a good movie. Why would I want to see a bad movie?
But it was not good. It was not a good movie. It was a bad Power Rangers movie. It was a not good superhero movie. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't a terrible film, but not good.
Not good. That is our...
And I gave it a chance. I went in completely open-minded. The opening scene was winning me over. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, they're doing different cool shit. And then immediately, we
gotta get this bowl in here.
Jerk it off.
I milked it earlier. What do you mean you milked it? Yeah.
It's a boy.
It has one udder.
Did you just... I mean, this bull identifies as a cow. How dare you assume it's Jack?
Oh, Jesus. I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys for coming to the spring formal.
Yes,
for
thank
Movie
you.
Films with Bill and Steve. As always, you can find us at moviefilmswithbillandsteve@gmail.com. That's the email address. You can email us. Let us know what you thought about Power Rangers. That'd be really nice of you. And, of course, we're on Tumblr, moviefilmswithbillandsteve.tumblr.com. All the episodes there are very convenient, very fast, simple. And the 3 social media avenues. I don't know why I always lump iTunes and Stitcher as social media, but ways you can connect with us on the internet. There's Facebook, Movie Films with Bill and Steve. Check us out on there. We are on iTunes. You can find us there. Subscribe, give us a 5-star review. Tell us your favorite Power Rangers quote. Man, how come the
Mine was "Come at me, bro."
Bro, I'm on the spectrum.
Is that a workout program? That was a good joke.
Yeah. And then finally, we're on Stitcher on the website and the mobile app. It's super convenient. And as always, I am on Twitter at @LovableBill.
And you can check out my films, buy them, and then shit all over them like we are this film. Please do, because that means you're giving me money. You can shit on them as much as you want after you give me money. SilverSpotlightFilms.com, Facebook.com/SilverSpotlightFilms. If you want to check out Carousel, my newest and, in my opinion, greatest, or at least it's in competition for the greatest. There's fans on both sides of this. But Carousel.com. If you want to look at me wearing spandex, check out Facebook.com/TheAmazingSpiderSteve. But most importantly, if you want to see a tokusatsu that knows it's a tokusatsu and turns the tropes on their head without ignoring them completely, having fun with the tropes, having fun with what the genre is, check out Super Task Force 1, my tokusatsu film, at supertaskforce.com, facebook.com/supertaskforce, or if you search for it, it is free to watch on Amazon Prime.
Woo!
If you search for tokusatsu on Amazon Prime, the only result is Super Task Force 1.
Fantastic. That's
which
awesome
is really awesome, honestly. I'm still really proud of that. So check out that movie. One review that it just got on Amazon, it was a few months ago, but it was my favorite review. It was someone saying that if you're a fan of Power Rangers, Super Task Force 1 is a better celebration of the genre and Power Rangers than the 20th season of Power Rangers was.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that really means a lot, because it feels like Saban keeps on losing touch with what Power Rangers is and what it could be and what it should be. And this film is just a continuation of that.
Yep.
Whereas with what I love about Tokusatsu is what you'll see in Super Task Force. It is also an origin film. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but like it's an origin film where it's an origin for like 20 minutes.
If that.
And that's it.
And the CG is on par with the CG you will be seeing in Saban's Power Rangers. And it cost one 1,000th of the budget.
$1,000.
I was going to say 1/1000th of the budget of Power Rangers, but $1,000 is pretty apt there too. So as always, guys, I've been Bill.
I've been Steve.
You can find me at the local Krispy Kreme. I will be.
Krispy Kreme, is it an important place?
It's a very important place. You know, the cream is so crispy at Krispy Kreme, and you know they have the best donuts. I got to go in there and order a dozen of them, and I sit them down at my table and I look at these Krispy Kreme donuts. I look at them like, this is creamy perfection. The glaze glistening on the top. It's like like the dew on a flower outside of my house. It's the perfection. The gift of life is staring at me in front of me. The rays of sunshine burning into my skin. My retina are melting and peeling away as I look at the glorious sight of this Krispy Kreme donut. Krispy Kreme is on sale right now. Go to their local store and you can check it out.
Ninjoy at Dunkin' Donuts with the new coconut cream coffee. Tap into the Ninjetti.
Ninjoy does not speak for Krispy Kreme. He is over at Dunkin' Donuts. There's no Zeo Crystal at Dunkin' Donuts. You can only get the Zeo Crystal at participating Krispy Kreme restaurants.